The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's May 30th. It's 5:31. We're fired. We're a minute late.
Oh, shoot.
See you later. No.
You know why we're late?
Why?
Because I had to give my in-laws an extra hug this morning.
Aww. Are they on their way out?
They are. Oh. Yeah, they got here Friday night, so very quick trip. They came all the way from Colorado, and my husband is driving them to the airport right now.
Very cute. They brought the clear skies with them as well. A little smoke dripping through right now, but at least they got to see how beautiful the area is.
Oh, totally. And they actually come at least once a year, so they've been here quite a few times, and they always leave my house better than they found it. We had our block heater outlet on the outside of our house. We had to run a pretty long extension cord because it broke last winter.
Wow.
But electrical engineer father-in-law, he fixed it.
There we go. Hey, I got a couple things too. If your flight gets delayed, I'll hit you up. Another provincial election has gone by since 2019, and it looks like we're getting a UCP majority government, Steph.
Yeah, looking at the map, it just seemed like the entire province was blue, blue, blue.
Yeah, and I think that's due in part to that rural always votes the blue.
Right.
And so it looks like the entire province. But then when you get down to like the Edmonton and Calgary, that's where like kind of the shared seats happen. So it's just a tiny little dot on the giant map type of thing. So yeah, Danielle Smith continued to serve as premier. The one thing I'm going to bring up here.
Okay.
Why is the voting delayed all the time, Elections Alberta? So this Elections Alberta is totally its own sole entity. It's not part of the government. It's not part of anything. They're just their own company. They handled the municipal election, what was it, a year or two ago? Mm-hmm. They handle this one right here. Why are we waiting until midnight until we get... Some people have things to do. Actually, you know what? Everyone has things to do, okay?
It's true. I was like looking at it at 11 last night, and I was like, oh, wow, did we go NDP here in Fort McMurray? And then I was like, oh, only 2 out of 15
polls
are counted. Okay.
If you were following along all night like that and you just slowly glanced over, you're like, whoa, orange. Oh, two polls. Okay.
Yeah. So Danielle Smith, majority government, but not by a lot, right?
Yes. Let's see. It's all unofficial. I think it becomes official like a week down the road because there's plenty of close races right now. But unofficially, percentage is 52-44. So 52 UCP, 44 NDP, and seats unofficially 49-38. So I guess what I'm reading is the NDP gained like 13 some seats, roughly, something like that, since last election. So UCP lost some homies. Some homies didn't win that were like ministers and stuff, didn't win their ridings, but the way she goes.
Yeah, and 62% voter turnout versus 67 in 2019. So a lot of people didn't show up to the polls yesterday.
5% droppage.
Yeah. Sean, I have learned yet another new word.
All right, bring it on. Let's expand the vocabulary.
Chug.
Chug?
Chug. The word is chug.
Slam a beer right there.
Nope, you already know that's the regular use for the word chug.
All right.
This is now an extra use for it.
All right, the extra use is where it goes. You got a chug on your body, a little barrel.
Chug.
And I call it a barrel sometimes. Just a nice little beer belly, and then maybe now it's a chug.
A chug, okay.
A nice little chug on me.
I like that idea, but no.
All right.
Level up your lexicon.
A chug, I discovered last night when a cute little one was running around my street, is a half chihuahua, half pug. So it was like tiny like a chihuahua with a curly tail like a pug and a smushed in face.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting combo.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to go into my computer and type it.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. Now, I want to give you some bonus points, though.
I've seen chugs before.
How do you spell chihuahua?
Chihuahua?
You have to close your eyes, though, in case it's on your computer.
CHIHUA. Huahua.
Wow. Sean, I am so impressed. My phone last night, I couldn't figure out how to spell it so bad that it auto-corrected to a word that doesn't exist. And it spelled it CHOHOUHOA.
Yeah, isn't it just Chihuahua?
Yes, exactly.
There we go.
Bonus points. You can have one of these.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. I may have potentially found a new place to live, might be moving this week. And Steph, I used you as a workplace reference. So did you gas me up or did you put me down?
Oh, Sean, I only put you down on the radio. I guess, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now tell me, what did you say?
Oh, you really need some love this morning. Okay.
Please.
I said that you were a really fun dude. I said that you're respectable, clean, that you like to keep to yourself, that you love to watch sports.
Ooh, yes.
That you
More.
were a pleasure to run into in a driveway, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And-
I like running into people in driveways figuratively, not literally.
Well, I just figured, like, if you were going to be living in somebody's, like, basement
Yeah.
apartment, that you might run into them in the driveway, and,
Yeah.
and you would be a pleasure to run into.
Just good
Yeah,
conversation.
give me a ding on that one.
Anything else?
I said you're a whole lot of fun. I think that's pretty much
More.
it.
Give me more.
said you were-
Gas me up more.
It was a very quick conversation, Sean. She did ask how long we'd worked together and if I liked working with you, and I told her that we knew each other very well.
Nice.
Spend 5 hours a day in a room with only each other every single day, and she was like, it sounds like you have a really fun job. She sounded like she wanted to work with me.
Oh, awesome. Well, hey, if since y'all have such a good relation, maybe you can help me move and and
wow.
you can meet the person that you gave the reference to. Help me move and meet the person.
Sean, I have already done quite a bit of heavy lifting here with all those great compliments. I think we need to find a different workplace reference for you for carrying the heavy boxes. Made some pulled pork last night, and I don't have the recipe memorized. And I seem to always just go onto Pinterest and find the one that kind of looks like the picture I used last time. And okay, yeah, right. That's how you do it. That's how long I need to put it in the Instant Pot for.
Yeah, do you have to do much with pulled pork, or you just put the slab of meat in there, maybe slap some spices on, and then just tear?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, you have to cut it up a bit and put like a spice rub on it and sear it first.
Okay.
And then you shut the Instant Pot and call it a day, basically.
I'm getting so hungry right now. I could go for some coleslaw and pulled pork.
Oh, I would have brought you some. I made so much yesterday. I'm sorry,
You're supposed to be
Sean.
like, we ate it all.
Oh, it's all
You're supposed
gone.
to lie to me.
Right. Pardon me. You know what I used was those $1.49 sale last week.
Oh, yeah?
I made 2 pulled pork roasts yesterday. One that I bought for $2 and one that I bought for $3.
Holy crap.
It was a lot.
What did you all make? Just was it just buns? Or
Yeah, I bought those Portuguese buns at Save-On that are just like so soft, and they have that little bit of flour on the outside. And then I made like an Asian coleslaw.
Oh, yeah.
And put some cheese on there, and I made homemade barbecue sauce, and just pulled that pork.
Yeah,
and
keep
drizzled
going.
it.
I'm just going to close my eyes here. I'm like, yeah, what else did you do?
And then I just like put it all on the bun and took
Yeah.
a really big bite. It was delicious.
Was it oozing out the side?
a little bit?
Did you have dessert?
Yes, we had
Just
ice
lie to me.
cream.
Tell me about your dessert.
Ice cream cones for dessert, peanut butter, chocolate.
Drizzle?
and-
Do you drizzle with anything?
Yeah, drizzled with some chocolate syrup, added some score bits on top. Oh, it was so good, Sean.
This is because the in-laws were here, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely don't make dinner like this every night.
I had a couple problems with the election voting part of things. The main one that comes to mind, though, is the voting card, Steph.
Okay, I was getting nervous here, Sean, because I was like, you've been bragging that you were in and out in 3 minutes. What could you possibly find wrong in only 3 minutes in there?
Yeah, give me some time to think on it, and I'll find something. So
The voting cards.
yeah, think back to the voting card. I don't know if they were different or the same. I was at the Markaz Islam up in Abraham's Landing, the Islamic Center.
Yeah.
And you get the card. I think I had 5 names on there. And then when I sat down, or not sat down, but I stood at the booth, and there's that shade all around you. You have the card in front of you. And then the thing you had to fill out, it was like a tiny little pea-sized circle. And then like, don't do outside the lines. Don't you dare, or else your vote's not going to count. And then they give you like a fat Sharpie.
Sean, a pea is pretty big. Are you sure you don't mean
I said a tiny pea. Not all peas come in the same shape and size.
Okay, perhaps we could say a pinhead size.
Well, it wasn't that small.
Oh.
Okay, let's not shame that much, okay?
So are you saying that you had to really make sure that you only dabbed once with the Sharpie, just one dot, and it filled up the whole pea size?
And let me take you back a little bit. I wasn't the greatest color back in school, okay? I wasn't the best at staying in the lines. And I really wanted my vote to count.
And do you think it did, or do you think you failed?
The machine, you took it up to the machine and then it ate it and then it said like accepted.
Okay. All right. Well,
so
then
I passed.
I have to imagine
For the
that.
first time in my life, I passed.
Congratulations. Get this guy a sheet of color in a contest. He's ready.
Do you remember that? Do you remember?
I didn't take notice of it.
You probably got A pluses. It's like muscle memory for you. You're just like coloring in the lines.
No big deal. I even have adult coloring books and beautifully sharpened pencil crayons. So I have been practicing my whole life for this.
You were made for this.
A new dinosaur has been discovered.
Fun.
I know it's not a new species, but it is like a baby, a juvenile of the species.
It's a baby dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's just a baby.
Not only that, the baby has some skin. Which is kind of...
It's not cute anymore.
Yeah, they're like really...
I just want the bones.
I don't want to know what it looked like and felt like. But they found this in Dinosaur Provincial Park. And the most interesting part about this, I think, is that they found it in 2021. It's now 2023. They've only exposed... Hey, this is what I'm saying. They've only exposed the tail and the hind leg.
Oh.
And they're like really excited. They're like, we believe this is a full specimen.
So they're being delicate with it because it's like kind of some brand new info?
Yeah, I mean, I think they would be delicate with it no matter what. But what they said is, we think this is going to take 2 digging seasons to get this thing out. So they started in 2021.
Damn.
And now they're like, probably won't get it out by the end of this year, maybe by the end of next season.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so it's a hadrosaur. Yeah, it's like a billed dinosaur.
Like a duck?
Yeah.
Like a bill?
Yeah. Quack. Quack. I don't know if they said quack. I mean, I'm conditioned to believe that they said the things that, what's it called? Jurassic Park made them say.
Right.
But it doesn't look very big. So it's kind of exciting, but we won't know what it really looks like until 2025. And then it's got to, have all its things happen and be in the museum after
Imagine
that.
being like a geologist.
Paleontologist. Geologist is rocks. You were close.
Imagine being a paleontologist and you were like you're on the brink of retirement and then it's like, 2 digging seconds, can I make it that far? Or do I just go into retirement?
Well, the guy who's digging it out said, I plan to see this through. And it's like, good luck. I don't know how long it's going to take, man.
There we go, bud. One of the coolest stories happened over the weekend involving soccer over in England. And my mind is blown at just about how fascinating it is, Steph.
Okay, well, tell me more.
Okay, so the English Premier League and just the English football division in general is, I think, one of the best in all of sports. And so let's just go with the Premier League. Yeah, that I watch. The Premier League that I watch every week, 20 teams. If you finish in the bottom 3, you get relegated, meaning you drop down to the crappier division below you.
Whoa.
Okay, and then in that crappier division, if you finish in the top 3 teams, you hop on up into the good league. And there's constant movement every year. 3 teams, and there's a bunch of divisions. And so there's the top one, the Premier League, there's the crappier one, the Championship, and then it goes down like about 6 more type of thing.
That's kind of fun. That's like making it high stakes.
Yeah.
Like not just to win the championship, but you're like, I can't be in the bottom 3. I got to get at least in the 4th.
Yeah, every game matters, and it's so much fun to watch. You know Wrexham, like Ryan Reynolds and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are in like the 5th division. They're way down.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And they're trying
he
to...
really talks a big game about how much he owns of the soccer team.
Yeah, it was so easy to buy because they're so low down there type of thing. So they're trying to work their way up top. And the cool story was with Luton Town. Now, this is a team that was where Wrexham was 9 years ago.
Oh.
And they were at the very bottom, but in the past 9 years, they have made it from 5th tier, top 3, 4th tier, top 3, so on and so forth, as just on the weekend, they were playing in a playoff game, and if they won, they moved up to the Premier League.
How'd
and
they
they
do?
won. They
How'd
won.
they do?
They won in penalty shots. They won in penalty kicks. And it was just madness. And the thing that makes this so hilarious is that when they were a small team 9 years ago, they have this tiny stadium. Literally, it would be like if you put a soccer stadium downtown in between like Franklin and the highway.
Oh my.
Okay. And it's littered in just that like neighborhood, and you have houses all around.
Wow.
That's what this stadium is like in Luton.
So how are they gonna fit all their new fans in there? Do they have new fans? They must to become into the Premier League, right?
It's called the biggest prize in pro sports, because when you get promoted to the big league, all of a sudden you get like the TV deal money and all the new type of money coming through. So Luton they have a stadium of like 10,000 people. Meanwhile, like Tottenham just built $1 billion stadium with like hundreds of thousands of people.
Whoa.
And so Luton is getting $200 million in like TV money and Premier League money type of thing. And now they're forced, because the Premier League has like standards for their stadiums. So they have to turn what they have, a $10,000 in the neighborhood stadium, into like a Rogers Place down in Edmonton or something.
So are we thinking that they're going to demolish some houses around them, or that they're going to find an open field
maybe just build
outside
up
of town? Oh.
They might just build up and add some, because I think the league says you have to at least spend like $10 million to make your stadium bigger. But it's hilarious because you enter through a neighborhood, and as you're walking into the stadium, it just looks like a house. As you're walking into a stadium, when you go up the stairs, you are literally looking into people's backyards.
Oh my goodness.
On the side. And so it was a great story. I can't wait to watch the Prem next year and just see the madness that happens when people have to go, like the top stars who are making like $1 million a month, have to go play in this neighborhood in Luton that is in front of 10,000 just rowdy English lads.
Okay, you're a brand new Gulls fan this year. Are you going to switch your team to Luton, who seems to
I think they'll be an easy second team to root for.
Oh, okay.
Brighton all the way, but I mean, up the Albion, but like Luton's going to be hard to cheer against.
There are moments when I'm like, Facebook doesn't know me at all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why? What's happening? What, you getting suggested some weird things?
Yep, suggested groups for me this week. Ice cream business owners. Like, I love ice cream, but I don't own a business about it.
Did we talk about this? Something related
to owning an ice cream shop?
Oh, we talked about owning a bakery.
Yeah, not ice cream. I mean, maybe they were really manifesting.
They did the transition. A little soft transition right there.
Yeah. Forget bakery. Ice cream's easier. You just gotta have a bunch of freezers.
Yeah. Did you join it?
No, I didn't join it. That's just like another thing to add to the noise.
Missed business opportunity over there, I guess.
I also got suggested Fort McMurray Everything Actually Goes. And I'm like, I swear I was already in a group called that, but I guess mine's called Controversial Humor, Anything and Everything Goes.
Oh my God, there's 17. Once like one person gets like a post deleted, like, I'm going to make a group that actually goes.
And then, are we dating the same guy, Fort McMurray?
I've heard about this group.
I am happily married for 9 years. Like, what? What's happening in Bonnieville?
What is happening? Do you have to join that one? We need a Bonnieville segment on this show.
We just got to start like really creeping their what's happening there and be like, did you hear there's a bear in the park in Bonnieville?
Carol didn't mow her lawn today.
Trivia Tuesday.
I feel like it's going to be election trivia today, so let's hope we don't have the same questions for each other here. Every vote matters. You hear people say it all the time. What would you put the guess on of the closest riding for how many votes differentiated the winner from the loser? I'll give you multiple choice, okay? A, 1 vote.
Oof. That would be so sad.
B, 3 votes.
Okay.
C, 7 votes.
Okay.
Do you want a D?
Oh, well, I guess not.
D, 11 votes.
D is made up, obviously. And I feel like the second one you said, you really were trying to think of a number, so not that one. So I think it's C, 7 votes.
Correct.
Ah, there we go.
That's Calgary Acadia. The NDP, there's going to be a recount for sure, because 7 votes, there's going to be a recount. But the NDP won over the UCP 7 votes. And Tyler Shandro was the UCP guy who lost.
Wow.
And he's been an MLA doing things and everything. And and I forget who the NDP person who won is.
I was noticing that a lot of like household names of ministers lost, and they're not going to be the people we usually hear from.
Allegedly.
Unofficially.
Yeah.
Sean, also an election question. This one you have to go back to 2017. In 2017, two parties merged to form the UCP. What two parties were they?
Was it the Progressive Conservatives and the Wild Rose?
Wow! Oh my goodness!
New sound.
Good job. Oh my gosh, that's enough.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.